Okay, good. So we left off last time with
Grandpa.
Grandpa, but I wanted to move up to the farm. When did we go up there? When was the first year that we went up to the farm?
Right when we were, that's on the pictures what I have from the farm. 1960.
Late 60s?
Must have been. Wait a minute. Yeah. Mom got divorced 69, right?
Uh-huh. And you went after that?
After that. Yeah.
Okay.
70. How old were you then?
I was 5.
Yeah. Oh no, I thought you were older, Jim, weren't you? Gee, I don't know. I have pictures from the farm in there.
Okay, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
What is it why do you think Grandpa wanted to go up there?
Why? That you have a home. No, that you weren't living in the city. Yeah. And we have plenty of room. And he figured the country would be the best place for you. Yeah.
What about for you?
I agreed. I like the farm.
What did you like about it?
Oh, I think everything. The scenery, the life. I liked everything.
How'd you like the weather?
You better answer that.
Okay. Okay. So you said you like the weather?
Oh, the weather, yeah. Except January and February. That was the only 2 months that were too much snow.
What do you think of when you think of summertime up on the farm?
Oh, that was wonderful.
Why?
This summer. Yeah.
Why? What happened?
Oh, you boys went in the lake, and I had plenty of wash with you boys. And one summer before you came up, Grandpa said, we have to buy something for the boys. That's when we bought the, what do you call it?
Sap?
The sap. We bought the sap. And who do you think took control? Rick.
Did he like that thing?
He sure did. He got rather crazy because he made so much dust with it, he wouldn't go on the field. And we had a bowl. Oh no, we had a pool too, to put on by the barn there. I think you had that pool in Hempstead, and we brought it up. And you had that pool, but that was gone then. Then you went in the lake by Watson's. And
what about Grandpa making cider?
oh, Grandpa, he didn't make the cider for himself. He made the cider for the farmers that passed. They all had a taste, and they liked it very much.
How did he make that?
The apples we brought down to, on the way to Honesdale, there was a cider mill, and we had to bring them there, and they made the cider. And we bought a couple of barrels, and then, I don't know, it had to stand for a couple of weeks or what, I don't know anymore.
In that big barrel?
Yeah, remember the big barrels he had? And then after he filled it in the bottles. So the farmers had a drink, whoever passed.
What about the creek there? Did you like the creek?
Oh, that was beautiful, the creek, wasn't it? And what was it then? Oh, we had plenty of pumpkins, remember?
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh, you weren't up in October, November. Oh,
What happened?
we picked them all and we put them on a road, and everybody could help themselves.
Really?
Yeah.
Where were they growing?
Oh, by the creek up there, and
Really?
along the creek. Yeah. Oh, you weren't too much interested, Jim.
I
You were
don't
more.
remember anything about pumpkins.
No? Oh, maybe John and John might remember. Yes, we have plenty of pumpkins. Oh, nice ones. You were mostly sitting inside watching sports.
We don't want that on tape.
It's on now. They know that.
What about, I remember sitting on the back porch and deer would come up to the crab apples. Do you remember that?
No.
Come to the crab apple tree.
Oh, the crab apples, yes.
Do you
Yeah.
remember? Like at sunset?
Yeah, I guess you were out there more at the evenings than I were.
You were working, huh?
Yeah, I was working. Oh, I know the cows always like to eat the apples, but they get sick if they eat too much. We find a cow dead.
You did?
Oh,
How did you meet the Watsons?
oh, they came around.
They knew you moved in and
Huh?
they knew you had moved in?
Yeah, what's his name? Barry. He kept a close watch who moves in.
And who else do you remember from them?
Oh, Beverly's mother up on the hill. Yeah, and her husband. And Grandpa knew a lot of people because he went to town. But I didn't know many people.
The little town was called Lakewood, is that right?
Yeah, Lakewood.
What does that remind you of? What do you see? A bunch of buildings, or was it a small town?
It was a small town. There was only a hotel and a firehouse and a country store. That's all there was.
And how far away from the farm was that?
About 2 miles, wasn't it about, Jim? You should know. 2 miles, was it? Yeah, about 2 miles, the back way up the hill, of course. Yeah. And Grandpa took one day the horse, that was Watkins' horse, but he took care of them, and he rode to the town with the horse.
No.
Yes, to get the mail. And when he got off, but he couldn't get on again, so the farmers had to help him to get on the horse in a hotel.
How old was he then?
Oh, Grandpa, 58. He retired 58, and we moved up there, I think 2 years after, or a year after. He was 60. Yeah. So, I guess that's it.
What about, so when did you move to Florida?
8 years after.
So you bought it in late 60s or so, and you moved 8 years later?
Yeah.
It was only 8 years up there? It seemed like more.
8 years we were up there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And 8 years in Florida, and that's the end of the story. And now I'm living in Arizona. That's the end. Jim?
Okay, we're at the end. So I want to go to the beginning. So you were born in Mannheim?
Mannheim.
And do you remember how big that city was?
Oh, that's a large city.
Bigger than Phoenix?
I guess so. Gee, it is a big city. Yes, it's a large city. I wouldn't know how many. You know, it's one of the largest cities in Germany.
But you lived?
We lived, when I was 3 years old, my father was transferred. He worked for the telephone company. The telephone company and the post office is the same thing in Europe. I mean, so he was transferred to Edlingen. So there.
And that was a big city or small?
Small city, small town.
Like the size of Chandler?
Yeah, something like that, you know. I think a little larger, you know.
And what do you remember like that? It had more buildings than Lakewood, right?
Yeah, but as a child, we didn't get any place. We only stayed in
What kind of house did you have?
We didn't have a house. We lived in a two-family house, in a farmer's house, a two-family. We lived upstairs and the farmer lived downstairs. And the barn and everything was built onto the house in the back.
So it was one big building.
Yeah, his building, yes. And we had an apartment upstairs.
So you actually grew up on a farm there?
Yeah, but it wasn't really a farm, but there were other buildings. It was right in the city of the place. They only had a couple of cows, you know. That was altogether different. You can't imagine that, except you see it, you know.
What were the streets like? Were they dirt? Were they paved?
Cobblestone, I think. You know, stones.
They had cobblestone streets?
Yeah.
And what about sidewalks and things like that?
Yeah, we had sidewalks, sure. Yes.
And what is it you used to do when you were young to play games? What would you play?
Oh, jumping rope.
Were you good at that?
Oh, yes. And running. Oh, come on, Jim, that's enough now.
It's almost done. This is only a 20-minute tape. So
Yeah,
when the tape's done, okay?
And
what else do you remember doing in Ettlingen?
Gee, not much.
Did you go to a store and get ice cream?
Oh, there was no ice cream those days.
What'd you have?
We ate food, whatever was in season. And during the war, we went to the next towns and we got baked for milk with our milk can. Sure.
Really? You begged?
We paid for it, but we went at night, a whole bunch of kids, and we got milk from the farmers. We bought it from the farmers. Sure.
It was in short supply then? And
Yeah, sure. Everything was in short supply here too. And then in the woods we picked nuts or something like that, because forest was only about 5 minutes away. You were in the forest. Yeah, it's beautiful. But now it's all built up and they have all tourist places, you know, them guest houses. So now it's all built up.
What about schooling there? What was that like?
That's strict. That time. That time. In public school, you know.
Was it a big school, a one-room schoolhouse?
Oh no, big school in Edlingen, yeah. And we had boys were separate from girls. I don't know if it's the same today, I don't know. But that was the nicest part. That's it, I guess. Jim?
Do you think you were sad to leave there and come to America?
Yeah, because you leave your friends and a strange country, right?
What did your mom and dad tell you was going to happen? Why were you going?
Oh, they didn't tell us nothing. We find out for ourselves what happens. Your parents didn't talk that much to you those days. Jim. I think parents, it's much better today. They talk, right? You complain too all the time. Your mother never was home to talk to you or listen to you, Jim. Remember that? You said that to me. Mom is never home, but your mother had to work. She couldn't be home.
What would your dad worked for the post office, but what about your mom? She was a housewife and
Yeah, no.
she kept busy around the farm,
No, we had no farm.
but you worked or lived where they were.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they didn't work. Women didn't work years ago that much. They only took care of it. Here too, it's only the last 20 years, 30 years, right? The same thing. And the same thing is all over now. So the time is up.
They're still running. It's got just that much more. Okay, just real quick. What about your brother back there? How did you two get along in Germany?
Oh, very good. We were all very close. I was close to Al and I was close to Willie. Yeah, we were close, yeah.
Did they look out for you?
I looked out for myself, and I still do. Right, Jim?
Right. Did you play together all the time?
No, we played with girls and they played with boys. That's different, you know?
What would you do with your mom and dad, like on the weekends? Just family things.
Gee, we didn't go no place, really.
Did you have a picnic? Or?
Oh, in Europe? Oh, yeah, we would go to the parks and stuff, yes. Yeah, sure, we go someplace, yes. But we walked for a couple of hours.
Really?
That's good for you. You don't need transportation.
And what would you remember eating at the picnics or whatever?
Oh, I guess Frankfurters, huh? And sauerkraut. A bratwurst, huh? Yeah, that's it. But come on, the time is up, Jim.
It almost did. This is only 20 minutes long. You can't run any longer than that.
Oh.
What?
I looked at the clock and it was 25.
It's almost done. Anything else you can think of to tell me about Germany before I go over there? Something to look for. That church you had in the...
Yeah, yeah.
What is the name of that church?
Martinskirche. Think of Martin. Martinskirche, yeah. And, you wouldn't get to Edlingen, I don't think so.
And was that the church you went to? Or?
Yeah, that's the church, Catholic church, yeah. Oh, you wouldn't get to Edlingen, I don't think so. Except Millie will tell you about my uncle's daughter, but I don't know her name or nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't get there, I don't think so.
What about this church? Were you baptized there? Or?
No, I was baptized in Mannheim. Yeah, I wouldn't know which church. I wasn't interested in.
Anything else about Ettlingen? A store?
No, we had no
hotel that you remember?
No hotels. No, we didn't
landmark, something.
I told you that that tomb. What do you call it? I mentioned it the last time. You wouldn't get there anyway, so you go to the places what you want to see first. Okay. You go see Italy and England.
Tell me when you think of Germany, what do you think about? What comes to your mind?
The country changed a lot since I left, like everything else. And the people too.
What's the way you remember it? What?
It was just nice, quiet, family-like country.
Simple.
Simple, yeah. But the country changed, and the people.
What do you think of America? When someone says it?
That was nice too when I came here. And changed too. The whole world changed, Jim, right? That's the trouble. Come on, it's over. You're not kidding me.
No.
It should be.
It's almost there, Nana.
You tell me the last 5 minutes.
The tape doesn't lie. It's still rolling. It's almost done. I have like time for one more question for you to explain a little more. When I think of Germany, I think of beer and Bavarian Alps. And that.
Oh yeah, but I never seen that.
What did you see that made you like it so much back then?
No, the country and the mountains and, you know.
The green.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Rhine River. Or?
And the Rhine River, yeah. And the forests are beautiful. I mean, I don't know if they're still the same like they were as a kid. We always went to the forest and walked and found some. That's where we spent Sundays too. We would go to walk. Oh, come on, that's...
And just walk?
Yeah, sure, you walk, that's all.
Look for animals or plants or
plants or something. My father picked mushrooms.
Oh, yeah?